Welcome to OMI Chat. I'm your host, Father Tony Ortiz. I'm an oblate from the U.S. province, currently studying in Rome. Before we get our program on, I want to take some time right now and let's just put ourselves in the presence of God. And our theme for today is we're celebrating the 50 years of oblate presence in Bangladesh. So I'm reminded of the gospel where Jesus sends out his disciples. I just want to read that to you as an opening prayer for our time together today. So Jesus tells his disciples, "Do not go among the Gentiles or enter any town of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. As you go, proclaim this message: the kingdom of heaven has come afar. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those who have leprosy, drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely you give. Do not get any gold or silver or copper to take with you in your belts. No bag for the journey or extra shirt or sandals or staff, for the worker is with his keep. Whatever town or village you enter, search there for some worthy person and stay at their house until you leave. As you enter the home, give it your greeting. If the home is deserving, let your peace rest on it. If it is not, let your peace return to you. If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust off their feet. Truly, I tell you, it will be more bearable for Sodom and Gomorrah on the day of judgment than for that day." The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So today we are celebrating 50 years of Oblate presence in Bangladesh. And joining me today, live from Bangladesh, we have the successor of St. Eugene the Mazenot, our Superior General, Father Luis Ignacio Ruiz Alonso, or as we love to call him, Father Chicho. We also have with us Father Amit Costa, the Superior of the Bangladesh delegation, and Father Filipinos Dar and Rocky. Welcome to all of you from Bangladesh. How are y'all? Can you hear me?
Nice to meet you, Tony.
Nice to meet y'all. How's the weather over there?
Very hot.
And humid. I think it's hot everywhere. Well, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be with us, to join us, and to tell us, to join all the Oblates who are being connected, the whole Oblate family who are connecting from all over the world, to tell us a little bit about this blessed time, this holy time that you all are living in Bangladesh. I mean, 50 years of Oblate presence in Bangladesh is no small thing. That's a huge accomplishment. So with the whole Macedonian family, we join with you in your joy, in your celebrations, and this really, really happy time that you all are living. Now, Father Chicho, I know you are the Superior General. You are our successor to St. Eugene, but I'm going to put the spotlight on our brothers from Bangladesh first before I talk to you. Because I think everybody in the Oblate world, everybody who's connected, really wants to hear firsthand from our brothers in Bangladesh how they are celebrating this special occasion, this time of great joy for their delegation and for the life of the whole congregation, actually. So I'm going to switch over and put my light first on their superior, the superior of the Bangladesh. Please welcome Father Ajit. How are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good, Tony. I really personally today, along with my Oblate brothers all over the world and with the Universal Church, raise our hearts in thanking and praising God. I'm Father Ajit, currently serving my brothers in Bangladesh delegation, as well as the mandate Father Superior General has given me to serve others also. I thank all of them for their prayers and support. Indeed, as you mentioned in your introduction, it's a joy, it's a happiness, and raise our hearts with thankfulness to God. That is truly a grace. Over the 50 years since our arrival, 29 of July 1973, from the moments of our arrival. God has been so gracious and journeying with us. And in fact, our Jubilee theme is the theme of our chapter also. We have taken the same theme, Pilgrims of Hope. So today we are blessed in a very special way with the presence of the successor of Saint Eugene de Mazenod, our beloved founder. And Father General is just beside us. And today after the Mass, he enabled us to kiss the cross of Saint Eugene. So with that, we are really sharing our joy, and very especially our people whom we serve. We learn a lot from them. So thank you for this occasion and making us a part of this universal grace with oblates all over around the world.
Father Ajit, could you just really briefly give us a little bit of an overview Father Ajit, of the celebrations that are right now taking place in Bangladesh? I assume that different parishes maybe are doing different things. As a delegation, as a whole, you have certain schedules or festivities that you're doing. So maybe our viewers would like to hear a little bit about some of the celebrations, some of the festivities. Maybe there's a tradition for a jubilee that is particular to your region that might be of interest to our viewers.
Thank you, Tony. In fact, as a delegation family, we have begun our spiritual journey 2022. In fact, we have a very good program in that sense. We have two phases. First of all, renewal for each one of us as a community, individual oblate. So we had throughout the year, every once in 2 months, we used to sit together and we had our animation program. It was very much focused on spiritual renewal. We touched on the pioneers' contribution and also our founder's dream, his evangelizing plan, and even our presence here. So that was more or less for oblates who are serving the people. And for our people with whom we are serving, for them also we used to have our programs. First of all, the Jubilee Cross. It has gone to all the oblate parishes and very especially almost all the home. And I would really bring it in such a way that it was culminated with the cross of founder. Father General, he visited all our missions. And the prior preparation with the Jubilee Cross that was sent to our mission. So Father General, when he visited all the missions, we had the occasion to kiss the cross and even the people of Saint Eugene de Mazenod. Along with that, we also had our charitable actions or activities for the people in for the good preparation of our Jubilee. And we also remember our pioneers who really toiled and left a very comprehensive as well as very rich heritage for us. We also had a day for them. We remember them. We had Mass, and also we had almsgiving for the people. And the last, I would say, as a community, we had one day. During this time, we had our time for our personal retreat, then also our penance, our spiritual renewal, and we also had our brotherly reconciliation. And I would say that everything was very much blessed with the presence of Father General. Last 2 days, in a part of our animation program, he really shared his life, his presence, and his insights, his visions as a successor of Saint Eugene. So that is more or less in a nutshell of our Jubilee programs. And 21st, of course, we are looking forward for their celebration.
That is a lot going on. I mean, you guys have a lot of stuff planned and still. I mean, when does the celebration actually end? Is it just at the end of the year?
Well, God is with us, and I would say that it's the support from our brothers around the world, and you can imagine how much we are loved, and that is the reason Father General is here.
Yeah, I think that's important for us to highlight that, it's not just the celebration of the Bangladesh delegation, but it's the celebration of the whole entire congregation who is joining and really celebrating with you. I mean, that's the reason why we felt important to have this this OMI chat with you guys, because it's really a celebration of the whole congregation, not just Bangladesh. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit of what you guys are doing, all the hard work and the different festivities and celebrations that you're celebrating. You're going to need at least a couple of days to recuperate when everything is finished. So thank you for sharing with us. I'm going to go to our other two guests and let's hear a little bit from them. Maybe they can introduce themselves and tell us just a couple of things. Tell us what you're doing, who you are, what part of Bangladesh you're working at, just something really brief, just to give our viewers some background on where you come from and what it is that you're doing. Yes, Father Filippo.
Okay, I'm Father Dilip Sarkar. I'm basically based in Dhaka, Noyanagar, where the scholasticate is, and helping the superior of the scholasticate. At the same time, there is another duty of mine which has recently been, I would say, created, and that is, the boys, students studying in the college, they were kind of taken from the juniorate to the scholasticate. So my job is, I am known as priest in charge of the group. And at the same time, there is a church and center. So a lot of things going in the place. So it's not very far away from the delegation house. It's about, say, when the road is free, it's 20 minutes by car.
Wow, okay. Father Rocky, would you like to share a little bit about what you're doing? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon. It's Father Rocky Joseph Costa. I am also rightly at the Oblates Juniorate. I am the director of the Juniorate, or rector. Right now, there are 31 students, candidates who are studying their last 2 years of high school, grade 11 and 12, and of course, 1 year of integration year, which happens after the grade 10. So right now there are 31 students, and together with another priest, we are at the juniorate at the formation house. So it is also beside the delegation house. So it is in the same campus, or more or less the same building, divided into two houses. So
wow.
This is, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Father Dilip, can I ask you,
please.
what does the Jubilee mean for the Oblate family in Bangladesh, and what does it mean for the whole congregation? So I try to highlight how important it is, not just for you guys, but for the life of the whole congregation to really celebrate with you. But I want to hear your perspective. How do you see this Jubilee?
Okay, thank you, Tony, for the question. And I think the Jubilee has already started with Father General's visit here. And he's the last one to animate all of us. And it was so good that we really feel the Jubilee has already started. And not only that, we have gone beyond. So Jubilee, when I personally think of it, I think it is a time that helps us to sort out many good things that God has done for all of us, for the Oblate family here, and for the whole congregation in general. This is the time to celebrate, to rejoice. and see how much God has done in our lives. It is not so much external. It is, I would say, it is highly spiritual, because we had been busy for the last 1 year preparing ourselves in different ways. And now the time has come, the time of culmination. And we are getting into the mood. Tomorrow and day after we'll be busy with a lot of things. But I would say that it was more about, spiritual rejoicing, packed up with God's providence and his goodness. We are happy today to feel that how many people we have touched with our service. And today they also, I guess they also feel so good today. They also rejoice with us. And we can also feel, tremendously happy because what God has done with Sylhet, diocese that was created in 2011. It was just then created when we finished kind of, inaugurating the 7th parishes in that Sylhet region. And if I start talking about, telling you about Sylhet, I think I won't be able to finish it. So I think better not. But what I would say that we are happy today that the way our number is growing as priests, oblates, and also those in the juniorate and in the scholasticate. So today, all of us are very happy. And we can be also thankful for our predecessors, past missionaries, those who came all the way from different countries. And very especially, I would like to remember Father Henry Van Hoff, when a group of 7 came from different countries, and when apparently the whole thing was going bad, he was the one who stayed back. And then later on, he was joined by Father Angelo Martin and Father Andrew Chave, Father Emil Moraes, and others. So this is the day that we can recall all of them, very especially those who have gone to heaven resting. And we also rejoice today for all the catechists, those who help us in different ways. They are the ones who were very helpful to all of others when they didn't know the language. They were the people who would translate, who would take fathers to different places and help in traveling and other help. So they can be remembered today. And I say that we, the Oblates here, and we are joined with the rest of the community, congregation, tell everybody that God has been so good for all of us.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. I want to circle back to something you said. You're giving thanks to Father Chicho for being with you and how he's animated you.
Yes.
I don't want to put words in Father Chicho's mouth, but I can probably suspect that he's being animated by you guys more than you by him, I think. And
Yes.
which brings me to a letter that Father Chicho wrote, and I want to just touch some elements of that letter that he wrote to you on. He really highlighted, I think, 3 moments in the life of the delegation so far: your past, your present, and the future. So maybe there's a question for Father Rocky. Rocky,
Yes.
I know you from many years ago, so I don't feel shame asking you questions. I'm going to interrogate
Oh,
you.
yeah. Yes.
But tell us a little bit. After reading Father General's letter, he's talked about looking at the past with gratitude. Can you briefly just talk to us about the history of the delegation? Maybe some significant milestones that come into your mind. What are you grateful personally to the delegation for its history, for its past?
Yes, first of all, we are grateful for the time, for last 50 years that we are serving and our missionary presence in the soil of Bangladesh. We, as you know, that the the Oblate missionaries or missionary Oblates arrived in 1973. And there were specific reasons why they came here. There were three principal reasons why they were here, or why the Bangladesh Church received the Oblate missionaries. First of all, to help to open the major seminary for philosophy and theological studies. And the Oblates were instrument of building or establishing the major seminary in Bangladesh. Ever since 1973 till today, 2023, Oblates have been teaching and helping in the local formation of the local priest, local clergy, both diocesan and as well as religious. And another reason why the Oblates were here or called here is to serve the English-speaking people. You know that Bangladesh was part of India, and before that part of Indian subcontinent and British colony, and many people were living here whose mother tongue was English. So the Oblates came also to serve them. And consequently, being Oblate missionaries, missionary Oblates, they were also eager to evangelize the people, grassroots evangelization. But it was not easy. When they arrived here, of course, they put their hands together to establish the major seminary, and at the same time, they were visiting different places, meeting different people, so that according to the charism, they can go and work. And after visiting different places and staying in Dhaka city for a couple of 3 years or so, they were given a place, vast area in Sylhet to look after the people. And in 1975, they really put they went there and started living in the rented house in Sylhet city. And from there, they started working among the hill, Garo and Khashi people, tea plantation people, and so forth. And in 1975, still now, we are in Sylhet. Before the arrival of the Oblates in Sylhet, vast area, what is now today called Sylhet of the Diocese of Sylhet, there were only 2 parishes established by the diocese and Holy Cross Father. And there are now 7 parishes, and among them 5 were established by the Oblates. From 0, we have started. We have also been able to educate different people in our missions, very especially bringing the children from the remotest area in the mission, in the parish center, and keeping them in the hostel, giving them education. So now this in Sylhet area, if people are educated, they are grateful to the Oblates. They are to be grateful to the Oblates for the education ministry that we have. We also have the parish ministry. We also have our other different kinds of ministry, and we are going, and we are called by different bishops to start the work of evangelization, and bishops are happy in a way. And even today, we received 2 letters officially to start and work in one diocese, and also start a new ministry in the Dhaka Archdiocese. We are really grateful to God for last 50 years. It was not easy. As Father Dilip said, many missionaries were leaving, but there were few, only I would say Father Henry Van Hoop stayed back, who worked in Texas, who worked in Mexico, a missionary, real missionary. He said, I am not going to leave Bangladesh. And soon other father lived, and they really become the founders of Bangladesh Oblate delegation. And we are grateful to them. We are grateful to the entire congregation, and also to the Superior General and his council members, central government body, and all the Oblates who were helping us being with us in spirit and in prayer, and of course, assisting us in different way, whatever way that it is possible. And it is really 50 years, we can write 50 books maybe, but to make it a short, our ministry, our presence in Bangladesh is remarkable. It is immense contribution that Oblates have made to the Church of Bangladesh, creating and establishing a diocese. It's only a matter of 35 years of our laborious work. So it has helped to create a diocese. We are really, really grateful to God and to you all, to the entire congregation. Okay, back to Tony.
Yeah, I can really see that there's this vast treasure that y'all are holding in your hands, with the first Oblates. I have another little question, Rocky, if you might. You mentioned, how the first 7 Oblates arrived, how it was difficult. Maybe just very briefly, can you tell our viewers how difficult it is to learn your language? Because I imagine when the first missionaries arrived, that was one of the first they needed to do was to learn speak with the people.
Yes,
I mean,
you see, learning
can you
or
tell us a little bit
being
about
in
that?
our country. Yeah. Okay, being in a new country is always a difficult thing, and when it is after the liberation war, the first seven Oblates arrived in Bangladesh, and it was really difficult. It was difficult. Everywhere destruction, and at that time Oblates came, and they started learning Bengali, our mother tongue, and it was a difficult thing. Besides language, learning language, the other thing was difficult, or rather, they could not cope with is the weather. There was yellow fever. I do not know now what is yellow fever. We don't know what is yellow fever. But that time it was very common, yellow fever, typhoid, we call it hepatitis or jaundice. Those tropical diseases also crippled them. So they were really struggling. They were really struggling to stay here. But after all, they managed, and Father Henry Benhope, Father Andrew Sharvey, and other fathers, consequently Father Emil, Father Angelo, they stayed and they learned the language, and they evangelized here. They worked here. Father Emil, Father Angelo, they worked nearly 40 years in our soil. It is a really, really great thing.
Wow.
We are really grateful to them.
Well, thank you so much, Rocky, for sharing and answering my question. Just a little bit of a curiosity it was for me. I want to now speak again to Father Ajit to speak another point that Father General made in his letter, which was living the present with passion. Can you, Father Ajit, please paint for us the picture of the delegation? Who are you right now? What makes you unique to the different other delegations around the world? How many are you, for example? What are the different ministries you are involved in? You've spoken a little bit about that, and also our other guests. Why would a young oblate, say, from Latin America want to pursue and go to Bangladesh? We're trying to get you other vocations too. So can you answer some of these questions? Just kind of give us a little overview about this.
Thank you, Tony. You can imagine how much I'm blessed being in the presence of Father Superior General. It's full of passions. And that is the gift all of us as Oblates received from our founder, who has a passionate love for the crucified Jesus Christ. And during the animation, Father General invited us to look at everything, everyone, every context with the passionate eyes of Christ. And this moment, in fact, we are renewing ourselves with the passions of Christ. Regarding our ministry, we Father General yesterday or today, if I'm not forgetting, asked us to just pen down our ministries. And we are able to pen down 25. And he told that you need some rest. You need some rest, 25 ministries. However, I'd like to highlight some of the ministries like the sacramental, faith formation, being close to the people, JPIC, then interreligious dialogue, then going to the first periphery, underprivileged one, where others would like to go, not to go there. I still remember when our pioneers actually sorted out where to go. They had discernment for three places. And finally, they opted for Silla. The reason was that no one was there to evangelize. So that is the patience we have received as a gift. All of us, all the Oblate fathers and brothers and scholastics, even the Macedonian family members. And we have all these ministries now, even the formation. And very special, I would say that our closeness with the people, So these are some of the ministries we are carrying out. Even the migrants ministry, that has been through all the way since the arrival of the Oblates. And for our indigenous people, that is very much highlighted in Bangladesh. We are at present in 4 dioceses. Wherever we are with indigenous people. I believe Father Chicho also will share his heart today since he visited all those people. So these are some of the ministries we are carrying out with a passionate heart of Jesus Christ. So thank you, Tony, to listening to our patience. And regarding your last query, whether someone would like to join from other parts. Well, Oblate family is open, and that is the gift we have inherited from our founder. We Oblates are open to go everywhere. And if you want to come, or if you want to bring someone to Bangladesh, you are most welcome. Please join us. And Father Chicho, I don't know, maybe in future he might say that I go back to Bangladesh like Father Zete. So thank you.
Thank you. Can you just remind me how many are you in the delegation? Just
at present, we are 33, along with Archbishop Bijoy. He's the Archbishop of Dhaka, and he's the president of CBCB. That means Catholic Bishops Conference of Bangladesh. So in this 50 years, there's another gift Oblates have received as a Oblate family with our universal family. It's not only the gift of the delegation, it's a gift for the universal church.
Yes, that's correct. That's very good. Thank you. Thank you so much, Father Ajit, for sharing and telling us a little bit. I want to now go back to Father Dilip. I haven't forgotten about you. I think the microphone is off. Can you hear me?
You have not forgotten me.
Okay. No. The last point that Father Chicho spoke about in his letter is the future with hope. What can you say about the future of the delegation? What does it look like? Are there certain projects as a delegation you're working to? How do the vocations look? Is there a restructuring? Maybe there's some challenges that you see in the delegation. Just share a little bit about what are your vision for the hope or the future of the delegation.
Okay, thank you so much. I think this is a very interesting question, but at the same time, I think the questions are very deep and I would say difficult to answer as well. But I think I will try my level best to give you some good answer, perhaps. See, the future of the delegation, what we wish to see after some time. I think first of all, personally, I wish that the delegation grows in number. And that is most important. Even the meeting that today we had this morning, all of us felt the number present everywhere is very good and satisfactory in the number of Oblate fathers. And I said in the juniorate, in the scholasticate, everywhere sounds very good. But as we look forward, say after next 25 years, I think we would love to see our number growing I think that is our future, and what I feel that could be, one of the things that we can expect. And there is no restriction in dreaming. We can always dream. Daydreaming or night dreaming. I think daydreaming is very important, and that is, we can hope that the delegation heads on to, making a province. And our number is not that bad, and by God's grace, we believe that we will be growing by and by. And, our being here since the beginning, we had been serving the tribal people very specially. Even as we got spread out in other dioceses, we are, in fact, serving the tribal people. A handful of them would be, what we call Bengalis, and most of them, the majority, tribal people. So, we have become kind of, specialized or special people in serving the tribal. And very recently, as I am in Dhaka, I see that in the scholasticate, we have a church, and there are a lot of migrated people, come for the service. It's over 70% of them come to the church of all other services. So these are the three things that I would like to see, going. And we hope that we will be serving these tribals and migrants in more, creative way, innovative way. And we already have houses, places, and all that. So we are thinking what we can do for them in a better way. And we have been serving. Say, if I go back, when I joined the Oblates in '83, that time only, say, about 10 people were coming for Sunday Mass from outside. And we were having Mass in the chapel. And after some time, the people, they are more now, so we were having the Mass in the veranda. And after that, under the mango tree, we had a huge mango tree. So we are having the, so now thousands of people coming for Masses. I can just tell you, for the Easter services, thousands of people, the church was packed, the veranda, and all school floors, and the basketball court, everywhere, people and people, all started with 5 and 10 people. So it was not only, the formation house that we were catering, but it became a home for the, migrant, home for the tribals. So that is what, as I look towards future, my vision would be that, again, to sum up this point only, that number increases and that we head on to making or having it a province, and that we continue to serve these people that we are doing at present. And projects, that is an interesting question. Basically, we are working in different parishes. So parishes are our projects. And in a parish, a lot of things cover, lot of ministries cover when you work in a parish. It's not sacramental ministry, but youth ministry, when we help the sick, and many other things cover when you are in a parish. But, more than that, we had given special emphasis to education ministry and JPIC. From day one, I would say, when we were a mission, and later on delegation, and up to today, I think education ministry and JPIC ministry, took a lot of our efforts, a lot of our time, a lot of our sacrifice, and we were and we are happy to work in this ministry. In education ministry, many of us were involved, but in JPIC ministry, which is very vast, and I think it's connected with many other associations, and it, for just reason, it needs some political participation and social awareness and all that things, needed with this ministry. And Father Joseph Gomez, together with the whole, delegation, all the members, he had been doing a tremendous work even up to today. Even though we are not 100% present today in Sylhet Diocese, but still Sylhet is very specially taken care of with this ministry, he together with other oblates. And, you know, when I think about vocation, when today, as Father Ozzy said, if I am not mistaken, 33 oblates, you know, so we are okay today. We are okay. But then, say this morning, the meeting that we had spoken a lot what will happen after 25 years, after another 50 years. We wish to see that not only a few people sit in the, you know, in the conference hall, but many more will be sitting in the conference hall. Perhaps when, maybe, we will not be there. So our next preparation, or what we requested the administration today, sitting here in the conference hall, that this this ministry, you know, recruiting vocations, candidates, it has to give a lot of emphasis. So far, you know, one was in charge of this recruitment vocation, and we were requesting the administration today that, you know, 2 or 3 together will work for this ministry. You know, they will go to different places, come back and evaluate. And not only, you know, all this time we had, when we had Come and See program, we invited the fellows, those who just completed their grade 10, which is okay, which we'll be doing. Even, you know, the boys come at any stage, even when they're in the college, they're in university, so they can still join us. But we are thinking very seriously that we will get connected with them when they are schooling, you know, when they are in grade 7, grade 8, grade 9 and 10 and all, so that, you know, the number will be more. We look for quality, not quantity, that we have been all the time saying. So I think a time has come, vocation, we are taking it very seriously after, as we celebrate this 50 years of Jubilee.
Father Dilip, I can, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to give, I can see you're very passionate about answering your question. So thank you for sharing. But I need to move a little bit, move on to give one more last question, so we can have leave some time for Father General to share his experience.
Okay.
Sorry, I mean, I can tell you're very passionate about it. I don't want to stop the moment, but thank you so much for sharing. First of all, I want to, as you can tell, we have a lot of viewers that have been connecting with us, that have been writing to us. I want to just point that out. I want to say thank you to Father Jesu from Sri Lanka, who's been writing. We have all the way from Australia, Christian Finney, Andrew Anthony. We have Lesotho present. You know, all our viewers are really joining y'all in this joyous celebration. Just the comments and the participation has just been very, very, very positive. So thank you all for sharing your experience, your life in Bangladesh, your hopes and future. And just going back to this theme of people really joining y'all in this celebration, you've been having the presence of our Superior General with y'all. Maybe Father Rocky, if you can share us a little bit, what has it meant to have Father General, Father Chicho with y'all during these few days? Maybe you want to share a little bit about that briefly?
Yes, I have joined the Oblates 32 years ago or 31 years ago, and I have been priest for last 18 years, and I have seen only 2 general visiting Bangladesh, like Father Louis Logan in 2013 and Father Chicho in 2023. And before that, Father Stacklin visited, and I was in Sri Lanka, so I missed that. But the visit of Father Chicho meant a lot to us, to all of us. And first of all, he went to all the parishes and mission centers, and he has gathered the first-hand information about the Oblates of Bangladesh, the Ministry of Bangladesh. And last 2 days, he has been animating us, and it was really a joyful moment and really grace-filled moment when we got Father Chicho with us for the animation program. He has he spoke many things, and I thought that he is really charismatic speaker, and he knows how to speak and get attention to all the participants, and he really moved the whole delegation in last 2 days in his speech, in his encouragement, and in his direction for the future. And few things that he shared with us, that we need to focus on ministry. We may like to go to different places, different dioceses. We may be engaging ourselves in different ministry, but you need to focus on our ministry. Not that everything that come on our way that we should be taking, but whatever we take, we give 100%, not 33.3%, but 100%. Because we may be sharing a couple of ministries along with our main ministry. But and also another thing is that he encouraged us that we be three in the community. And I was thinking about the Trinity, and that Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And in our community, when Oblate community, the three persons are living, it is also good thing that good interaction and good community life. Then he spoke about he threw light for our future ministry, like Laudato Si movement, some other ministry he spoke about, and rightly what we are thinking and what the CBCB or some bishops are thinking is different than Father General's direction and Father General's sharing. Actually, I was really blessed to have Father General with us for this 25th, for the Golden Jubilee of our Oblate's presence in our Bangladesh. But I should be grateful to God and to Father Chicho that he has been animating us and like Father speaking to the sons, or successor of Eugene de Mazenod speaking to his fellow brothers. And I am really grateful. These are some of the things that I can share. He has spoken a lot, but for me, and giving his book about community life, about the quality of the life in the community. So this is also important. I was taken up by these words. So thank you, Father Chicho, for enlightening us, and also thank all the Oblates all over the world for being with us, praying for us, and being in spirit, thanking God and thanking each other.
Well, thank you so much, Rocky. Thank you, Dilip. Thank you, Ajit, for sharing with us your experiences, this great joy, and helping us really enter into the joy with y'all, because we want to accompany y'all in this celebration. So finally, but not least, Father Chicho. First of all, we have to be thankful that you are active on Facebook and on Twitter, and not Twitter, Instagram and everything, that you're giving us daily updates on your time with our brothers there in Bangladesh. So thank you for keeping us always in the loop with your daily writings. I think many of us are aware that your feet have never been as clean as they are during these days. You've had your feet washed almost every day by different people. So you're going to come back with very clean feet. So could you please just very briefly, as we say here in Rome, due parole, tell us what it is that your reflection, maybe something you haven't shared with us that you would like to share with us now on your experience there with our brothers in Bangladesh.
I would like to say very few words. I thank all the Oblates, of course, of Bangladesh for the welcoming, and I had the opportunity to visit all the Oblate missions and communities. I am very grateful for that. one of the things that we like to highlight, they say already, but the delegation, all the members of the delegation meet every 2 months all together. And I think this is very much appreciated. Many things are very good, but one of the things, because you are asking what is the things that touching my heart, no? Just the washing of feet is one of them, but especially the welcoming of the poor people. You know, we have to think in the context of Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a Muslim country ruled by Muslims, and Christians are minoritarians. And among the Christians also, this is a kind of marginalized people, also the indigenous people, tribal people, and we are taking care of them wherever they are. So I had the privilege to visit some of these villages where the Christians are present, these tribal people, and many of them even without a chapel. We had the meeting on the soil there, no chapel, no school, nothing. And the Oblates are taking care of this. So I was thinking in the Eugene de Massenot, well, he made the choice just to visit the villages of Provence and not going to the big towns, just to preach the gospel to the poor people. And I was blessed by the poor people there. I think we have a lot to learn from the poor people. Much joy, much everything, maybe little things. They have very little for surviving, but they welcome you and they appreciate your trip and you appreciate the everything. So the washing of the feet made me also think many things. For instance, I would like to say we the Oblates, we are more, we used to wash the feet of the other people. But for us, it's more difficult to allow the poor people to wash our feet. And I think this is a learning, no? We have to allow to the poor people to bless us. And we have to allow to the poor people to preach us the gospel. And I met the lay people also engaged in the Oblate Carisms here. They are starting, they are mommy and other people. We have to allow them also to bless us and to work with us and to be with us and to share our Oblate Carisms with us. So I was blessed in visit of Bangladesh. As you say, you know me, I learn more things as I teach, because as a teacher, I'm very bad, no? But I learn many things from them. And I think I treasure this. It's a blessing for me to be present here in Bangladesh, especially visiting these villages and the Oblates. They are doing extremely good just to take care of them, no? For the celebration, well, you know, for me it's painful because I had to be there and to speak before Bishop and other people. But it's a joy. It's a joy to share this joy with the Oblates in Bangladesh. I challenge them a little bit about mission and other things. So I hope the Holy Spirit is at work, and I think many things, good things are coming. One of the things I asked to the people in Bangladesh, and maybe already they share in this moment, in this meeting, is what are the good news you can bring to the congregation? Share with us the good news you can bring to the congregation. And there are many good news, no? And the second one is how looks like the Oblate Carisms in your context, because it's something unique here that they had to share with us. And they are doing good things here. And I think I'm grateful for this moment that you prepared, Tony and Bonga, to share this good news with the whole congregation. So thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you to the Oblates in Bangladesh for taking the time to be with us and to really enter this joy of the Oblate presence in Bangladesh, which has been, we've highlighted. We said it's a big accomplishment, and I think Father General has said it. You know, you've been living the Oblate charism in Bangladesh for 50 years, and we hope there's more 50 years and more after that. So thank you for all the work that you do. Thank you for allowing all of our viewers. We have Oblates are with us, other Oblates from all over the world, to really enter, at least peek into the life and the reality of Bangladesh. It's just a great joy. Our time is almost over. So as a closing, I would like to ask Father General, maybe you would like to give us a blessing. Maybe if you have the Founder's Cross with you, could you bless us? And
20 seconds, I got
He brings it, Tony.
Great, great. He's got to get his feet washed again. So yeah, thank you again. I mean,
thank you, Tony and Bonga, for making this a moment, and also it's a moment to share our joy and grace. Very special, we are very much graced by others, the entire Oblate world and the church.
Yeah,
thank you.
So it was very, very moving also to see the poor people coming to kiss our Oblate cross. Was for me a blessing. I think St. Eugene the Messenger was very happy to be kissed through the cross also, because the cross is a sign of the love of God for everyone. So with pleasure to the whole congregation, to the whole people who are here present, I bless you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you once again. Thank you to all our friends for
you.
participating, for the comments, and we hope to see you at our next OMI chat. God bless everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
God bless, Tony.
Bye.
Tony, come to Bangladesh.